So yeah, I went to the isolation ward. It's the first 2 nights were the toughest. I mean, those were the 2 nights that again I was told by my doctor when I was discharged that those 2 nights really were touch and go, and I think I knew that. I felt it, especially the first night for me. The second night was still hard, but the first night, I mean, you're just clinging for every breath. You're just, every single breath, you're desperately just trying to make sure that you're still functioning. But as I say, I kept clinging to things that I wanted, people I wanted to see, things I wanted to do. And then I started to ask myself, well, what can I do? What can I do to help? And at this point, it's Friday night. When we got to the Saturday, I think that was the point where, as soon as I woke up, first of all, I was just relieved to wake up. But as soon as I woke up, I was thinking, what can I do? What can I do to help myself? And I hadn't eaten really since Monday, and they brought me through some breakfast, and I was just looking at it. I was like, I cannot eat that. I cannot eat it. But you know, suck it up. You've got to. It's just what I kept thinking, And it was funny because the nurses would come through like after about 10 minutes to collect the dishes, and I was like, no, go away, right? I'm eating this, all right? I don't care how long it's going to take me. I'm going to eat it. And they would just laugh, and they would come back and check and come back and check. And by the time I actually got through breakfast, it was only about half an hour later. Lunch arrived. I'm like, oh no. But I thought, my train of thought was, I need to build up strength. If I'm going to try and fight this, I don't know what it is I'm doing. It's not something you're consciously aware of being able to control. But if I'm going to fight this, then I need to be at my strongest. And food is fuel. And when you're in this little cubicle, this sort of room, you're on your own. You don't see other patients. There's no room to move. My chore for the day was getting from a bed to a chair. And then I was just out of breath. And then if you needed to go to the bathroom, it was just horrible. It's horrible because it's just like you mentally have to build, hey, I've got to move, and moving is just so hard. The doctors and nurses saw the effort I was putting in, and it's even on when I did get discharged. It's one of the comments made on the little form they gave me is that he's doing what he can himself, which. One of the nurses told me that doesn't happen as often as I'd think, which I found surprising. But that helped me. I started to improve, started to pick up, and I think I was in hospital for like a week, and then they moved me to a different ward, where it was a more communal ward. I was no longer had to be in isolation. And I was only in there for one night. And then they said to me that they were happy for me to go home, and that was an amazing feeling. That was a really great feeling. So one of the things that happened when I got discharged, I was given like a bunch of information, and I was told, you see what happens when you have coronavirus. Your body, your immune system is fighting that so much that it opens the door for other things to attack you. And they told me pretty much, I think it was actually a day or two before I was discharged, that I was going to be a long COVID patient. And it was the first time I'd heard the term long COVID, if I'm being honest, and I sort of researched it. A lot of it can be due to mental health and anxiety, but mine was going to be a little bit more physical than that. So I was told that I caught pneumonia when I was fighting the virus, and that it was going to take 3 to 6 months to fully get over that. Obviously I still had the cracked lung to tend with, and they said that because they treated the virus with steroids, the steroids boosted the sugar in my blood system, so my blood sugar levels were so high that they didn't do it immediately. It was like I think it was within the next month they diagnosed me as type 2 diabetic. So the treatment they think put me over the threshold. It's probably not the right terminology, but, and then, you know, a byproduct of kind of everything that I kind of been through, my blood pressure was it's just even now it's really high. It's concerning levels. But you know, then it's being treated. I had to take my blood pressure like 4 times a day at one point, and record it all, and it's been monitored. I have to change up my diet, and I think the thing about all this is that I've tried to stay positive, because my viewpoint is this, that many people have had the virus as bad as I've had it, and a large percentage of those people, it's not went their way. And for me, it's really important that I think about how lucky that I've been. I'm really lucky for the support that I have around me as well, be that my immediate family, my wife, my daughter, and then I've got an amazing group of friends. I have my family as well, and then I've got like my work colleagues, my team leader especially, has just been so supportive, and these are all important components, you know. So I can have the most positive mindset in the world, but if I don't have the right people around me, and I don't make sure I have the right people around me, then, you know, it's probably all for nothing. So yeah, that part's been good.